Aniket, we had a race this Sunday, some race, but that is definitely not my spa. I don't know where my spa has disappeared. What the hell was that?
Might as just well abandon wet weather conditions and just wait for the track to dry, right?
Yes,
Might
exactly.
as well cancel wet races, have that in the F1 bylaws, and just race on drying conditions. I think
Yep.
Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton voiced their complaints. So
Yeah, yeah.
everyone who's tuning into this podcast, we had the Belgian Grand Prix, and now we just don't directly get into why we didn't like how the race started and when it started because
Exactly.
of
So, to our
because
viewers just tuning in, welcome. And viewers, you must put today's date in history, July 28, 2025, as the day that Aniket and Max Verstappen agree on something.
yeah, when you have teams like preparing their cars for a wet weather
Yeah.
track and wet weather conditions,
And they were right. They were right to
they were
prepare for
right.
it. Yeah.
Yes, and then you wait all the way till it gets dry, and then you're like, oh, now it's safe enough, let's go. Then what's the use of
Exactly.
making the teams wait out, prepare their cars for the
Yeah.
conditions which they see at that point,
Totally.
and then lose all that advantage?
Like, I get the FIA logic to an extent that at 3 p.m. there was, I mean, the other thing which we'll talk about also, these cars just spray up too much water for whatever reasons, right? So sure, at 3 p.m. maybe, yeah, during the formation lap, drivers are complaining. Even Lando complained, hey, I can't see shit, right? And he was behind a safety car which barely throws up any water. So I get that. But but should we have waited for another hour till 4 p.m. Belgian time to start the race? I think that's
Yeah.
a disagreement which both Lewis and Max spoke about. Like, did we have to really wait 1 hour? Like, we saw the track drying out, we saw the sun come out, then we saw the rain come back, and we saw the sun come out. Imagine if we had gone racing, what an amazing race we could have had yesterday, right? Maybe on the Hulken podium, maybe a Gasly podium for all we know.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been a race for the ages, right? How we saw in '98 and when we saw the Jordan 1 2
Yeah,
and some of the other classics which we had at Spa.
right.
So there was no sense in waiting that long. I mean, the track was drying, rapidly, and on top of that, they had a rolling start, which was kind of bewildering.
Yeah, what the hell
Why
was
have
that, man? What the
why
hell
have
was that?
firstly why have 4 laps behind the safety car and then do a
Yeah,
rolling start?
exactly.
So that also didn't
Hmm.
make sense. And then within 7 to 8 laps, the tracks are drying and everyone is now on slicks and there's no overtaking anymore
Yeah,
because
how
the
many
cars
laps did
are
you get on wet tires? 8 laps or something? It's
yeah
ridiculous.
8 to 10 laps, and
Yeah,
that's only because the track was wet in certain parts
right. It was still half
and
dry at that point.
it was half dry. It was getting dry very rapidly, and also the fact that Lewis came and paid for slicks that resulted in everyone else also doing the
Yeah, I
same.
think after he pit for slicks, he was making up time so fast. Other teams decided to
Yeah,
pit looking at his data. Then
exactly.
basically like 2 laps later, the leaders pit. Right. That's how much of a
That's
farce
it.
it
That's
was.
the race probably ended around lap 18.
Yeah, pretty
So,
much.
and if you ever feel useless in life, remember the F1 has wet weather tires. It's never get used.
Man, I'm telling you, this race could have been an email, man.
I mean, I see there are a few aspects which we need to take into account in terms of the safety aspect. From
Yeah, of course.
obviously safety is paramount importance. We just lost a life few years back on this
Right.
racetrack, and we've seen a lot of accidents in wet weather conditions as
Hmm.
well. So the FIA is taking that into account. But when you have cars which are like you know drastically better than what they were like even like 2 3 years back, and
Hmm.
also Halo is now there. You've got like the drivers have advanced technology where I mean they're wearing material of advanced technology. They're wearing race for advanced technology. So you got all the safety in place, and you also have you also have great intermediate tires, right? These tires are good. These tires are pretty durable for at least 10 to 12 laps.
Yeah.
And they got very skilled drivers now, like Lando, Max, Oscar,
Lewis,
Lewis.
hello.
Yeah, I'm getting Lewis as well. Charles. So these guys are like at top of the game, and they know how to drive in wet weather conditions. So why hold them back
Yeah.
in these conditions?
And also the fact that, two drivers with 11 titles between them. 11? Yeah, 11 titles between them. Whether you count as 7 plus 4 or 8 plus 3, pick your poison. But with 11 titles between them, both said that the track was safe to go way before when the race started for us. Like, when did the race start? Like, I think what, 4:20, right? That's when the race started, local time.
Yeah.
The race was supposed to start at 3 p.m. local time. That's Belgium time for you. But it started at 4:20, and both Lewis and Max have said that even at 4 p.m. we were like beyond ready to start because it was sunny, it was drying out. And I think it was either one of Lewis or Max who said that if you really, wanted to do a few laps behind the safety car, you could have started much earlier. The cars would have cleared the water out and we could have gone racing, right? What's the point of having all these fancy tires and cars if you don't use them? So, like, yeah, man, it's um
Yeah, they were just overly cautious
yeah, way too
this
cautious.
race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I understand that we had a pretty serious crash at Silverstone 3 weeks ago, right? Where Hadjar, I think, bumped into, who was that?
Antonelli.
Antonelli, yeah.
Yeah.
But come on, man. Like, I mean, Aniket, doesn't this race feel as farcical to the 2021 edition? Wasn't that the race when, yeah, Russell got his first
When we
podium?
didn't have a race at all, right?
Yeah,
So, I mean, we've seen races where the cars or the drivers have raced in extreme wet conditions, like Fuji 2007,
yeah,
Belgian 98, and these this were the times when the cars were not as durable as now as well. So,
yeah. F1 has been
I
massive leaps in safety compared
F1
to
is
the,
a sport where drivers are taking risks.
right.
It's a sport which is not, one for the faint-hearted in terms
Mm,
of you getting into it and driving the car. So the drivers are ready after a certain amount of time.
exactly.
I mean, they have voiced their concerns, but when the drivers think it's ready, all of them kind of are in unison on that front. So
Yeah, and it's not like we're saying, race in unsafe conditions, like,
yes,
what is it, 2016 Suzuka, when we had the tragic
yes,
accident of
yes,
Bianchi. Right? It's not, we're not saying race in that. We're not saying, oh, back in my day, we used to rain even if
yeah,
people died. No, we're not saying that. I don't think
yeah.
either of Lewis or Max is saying that, despite what other drivers were trying to paint them as today in the media statements. Like Pierre or Carlos or even George, who said that, oh, no, 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 they don't get it, whatever. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, I think it's like, why? I just go back to what Max said, right? Why even race in the wet? Just if it rains, just wait for it to dry up and then go racing.
Yeah,
Don't pretend to have racing in the wet, right? Say it like how you said earlier too. Have it in the bylaws. We won't race in the rain anymore. I mean, yeah, man. it's.
yeah. I
I
mean, you
mean,
could see the track. You don't need to wait an hour, right? You could see the track drying in like the next, what, the 10 to 15 minutes after they stop the initial
exactly.
start. So you
Yeah,
don't
we
need
had
to wait.
sun, we had rain again, we had sun again. We
Yes.
could have had such a brilliant spectacle. Like, imagine we could have seen Lewis Hamilton pit for slicks as the rain was getting heavier.
Why do you want to say that?
It's
It
Ferrari,
was
man. What do
Ferrari.
you expect?
For once, they did a good job.
Oh my god. But yeah,
uh,
the we were robbed, man. We were robbed of a spa masterclass yesterday. Like you said, all the brilliant, not rain, wet drivers that we have. Wet drivers, that sounds weird. But all the rain experts that we have, right? Whether it's Lewis, Lando, Charles, Max, I even would want to include Alonso. I mean, he's
yeah,
no
yeah,
slouch in the rain,
yeah.
right? We have so many experienced, good
Lance
drivers.
Stroll as well. He actually is good in the rain for some reason.
Yes, I agree. But I just, I, it cracks me up when somebody praises Lance Stroll.
The likes of Alonso, Vettel, Hamilton, Verstappen, and Stroll.
And Stroll. The other thing, right? Senna, Verstappen,
Senna,
Prost, Lance. But yeah, FIA, come on, man. Like, just
yeah,
decide
yeah. We
whether you want
definitely,
to.
yeah, just decide whether you want to race in wet or not. Simple. That's it.
Right, right.
That's whenever you have a wet race next, just decide what
Yeah,
you want
just
to do.
decide. Don't,
You aren't going to get overtaken in a dry anyway, so might as well like race
Yeah,
in the
we
wet.
barely got any overtaking
Yeah,
yesterday, man.
yeah.
And yeah, coming to the actual race after it got dry, my goodness, what was that? Like, the DRS zone seemed useless, just
It
like the
seemed
wet
very
cars.
useless. Yes, absolutely useless. Because all the cars who are having a second or so lead, they've got very good exits out of the
Right.
first corner. And
Hmm.
then the cars, when they go over the hill, it doesn't seem like they get close enough to use the DRS effectively. Like we saw
Yeah.
Hamilton get as close as he could, but couldn't overtake with the DRS.
Yeah.
Same with few other drivers as well.
I
I think
think to be
Gasly
fair to
ended up.
Lewis, that car is probably, I mean, not car. The Williams is one of the few stunts it has, it's a straight line.
Yes. And Lewis was running a bigger wing as well
Yeah. I mean,
for
they're
the
all
rain.
running this, low downforce, high downforce. I get confused. But basically, stuff that's good in the rain, and we didn't get rain.
Yeah,
Rather,
high
we were robbed of
downforce.
that. Yeah. So, yeah, man. I think these cars are also the issue, as we have said many, many times on this podcast. Uh, the cars are the issue. We will see what 2026 gives us. For a moment, I forgot the year. But we'll see what 2026 gives us. But at least this current era, I think we saw in 2022 for a brief moment, we saw cars following very well. And then, yeah, that famous flare up between Toto and Honor, where Honor said change your car, but Toto instead pressurized the FI to raise the ride height regulations for everybody. Just about when everybody were getting to grips with porpoising and solving the issue, Mercedes couldn't. They raised the ride height and it has ruined that regulation era for us ever since. Red Bull basically won much more easily after that because Red Bull didn't have that issue. Toto basically handed this current, I think, regulations to Red Bull on a platter. With that, and Mercedes, do you remember Aniket? They were even more garbage after that.
They were, unfortunately.
Yeah. It also ruined Ferrari because Ferrari wanted the car to be low. It ruined Ferrari as well. But yeah, we'll see what 2026 brings us. I think during the summer break, we'll probably do a longer segment on what next year's regulations will bring us. I think considering that they have been finalized now. But yeah, I think coming back, yeah, it's the cars are the issue, man. These cars, like, there have so many tracks we have said this year, right? Aniket, remember Suzuka? We had a snooze fest
Yeah.
at Suzuka. Boring race, right? Nobody. Similarly, DRS was useless, right? People are getting good exits, dirty air
Good
in all
traction.
the
Yeah.
corners, so cars would have to fall back to kind of preserve their tires, and by the time the DRS starts, you can't overtake. So the same thing in Spa, and I think Silverstone was the only place we got good overtaking, but that was because of the rain, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just disappointing what this current era of regulations has been reduced to say. But yeah, that's I guess enough about complaining about these regulations. But yeah, also I think Spa becomes what every alternate year.
Yes.
So I
From
think
next year.
next year we don't from next year. I think next year the last year we get consecutive, right? And then
Yes.
we
Then we
get
have
it
it
every alternate
alternative.
year,
Yeah.
which is a tragedy. Because Spa is an
Yeah.
amazing track.
Yeah. It's always been there on the calendar, right?
Yeah, it's a classic, right? It's like Silverstone and Bonza and yeah.
Yeah.
I mean we also lost Hockenheim, which is another sad thing.
No race in Germany anyway.
Yeah, which is sad.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Yeah.
enough about that. Let's move on.
Spa
Let's
made
move
us
on.
reminisce about the older tracks.
Yeah, man. Spa. I love Spa. It's just for the fact it's a brilliant track, and lot of the top F1 drivers also count Spa as their favorites.
Yeah.
Whether
Yeah.
it's Max, Lewis, Michael, Senna, all of them. Anyways, moving on to the results, not much to
Yeah.
discuss. We didn't see that many shocking. I mean, sure, you want to talk about a double Haas podium, double Haas top 10, whatever. I don't really care. Not really surprising. They're a good team. But what I do want to speak, Aniket, couple of things I want to touch upon. First is obviously Lando Norris.
Yeah.
Lando Norris
Let's
started
take
on
Lando.
pole, right? He had a brilliant Saturday. He put in a very, very good lap in qualifying, right? Just to recap to our viewers, so we saw the sprint. Oscar won the sprint, right? I think who was on pole? Max was on pole, right? Yeah. Um, Max was on pole, correct?
Max was on pole, sprint pole.
Yeah. So
Yes.
Max got sprint pole with a brilliant lap, but then Oscar, brilliant racecraft.
Same slipstream into lap one.
Exactly, slipstream into lap one gets that.
Uh,
Um, Lando even mentions that in his post qualifying interview.
no, didn't Max win the sprint
Sorry,
race?
it was Oscar. Man,
Oscar on pole and Max. Yeah,
yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
we got.
This
Oh man,
weekend
what is
was
that?
way too long, man.
Yeah.
This weekend was way
Oscar
too
was on
long.
pole and Max got the slipstream down to turn one and he held on to win
Yeah,
the
feels
race.
like we saw three boring races the entire
Yes,
weekend.
yes. He won. He had like basically 15 quali laps he had to do.
Yeah, sorry guys. Yes, we are
Yeah.
very, very experienced F1 podcasters here. Uh, but yeah, Oscar got pole, Max overtook him and then held him off. Again, remember Aniket, Oscar couldn't overtake him at all in the sprint either,
Yes, yes, yes.
right? And we were
And the
thinking,
sprint at Belgium is a ridiculous idea.
yeah, sprint, what, 15 laps.
Yeah.
But anyways, then we come to the day qualifying, and this time Lando got pole. Brilliant again,
Yeah.
as I was saying, brilliant lap on Saturday. We thought, okay, Lando, he had a couple of good races, and he's finally, he won at Great Britain, he won at Austria. He had a couple of good outings. So yeah, let's go. He's going to have a good outing. And Oscar does to Lando what Max did to him, overtakes him at turn one. However, Lando tried to come back. After the rain, Oscar pitted for mediums in what everyone thought would be two stops after the rain. Lando went for hards instead, right?
Yeah.
He gambled. He went for the hards. But for some reason, Aniket, which I briefly want to touch upon, these hards were two steps harder than the medium because Pirelli was trying something new. And credit to them for trying. I won't fault them for trying. But how were the C1s as fast as the C3s?
And they didn't
Ridiculous.
degrade as well. They didn't degrade that much as well.
Yeah, I mean the C1s were
That's
keeping up with
crazy.
C3s and Lando was belting out times just like Oscar, even at the
Yeah.
starting of the stint. I mean, I can understand the ending because Oscar's tires were going
You mean
out.
Oscar was belting times as good as Lando, correct?
No, in the beginning, Lando on hards was giving us
Yeah.
lap times as good as Oscar on the mediums, which made no
Hmm.
sense. Even Crofty was confused, like, wait a minute, what is going
Yeah.
on here? Right? But then, yeah, anyway, so yeah, the tire experiment didn't work out,
I
but
think the tires are Pirelli's tire
they're too
allocation is
good.
hella. It's too confusing and it's like too boring.
And they're too good,
It,
man. They need to make some worse tires. They
it's
work
like
too
it's
well.
not making sense. Yeah.
They're working
You
too
can't
well.
have you can't have medium and hard going the same distance throughout the race. So
Yeah, and not
that
just
should
medium and
not be
hard.
the case.
C1s and C3s, that's like hard and soft in any other race.
Yes.
Imagine the hard and soft going the same number of laps.
Yeah.
But anyways, Aniket, coming to Lando, what happened to him, man? He should have won this race.
He should have, right? You know, he had pole position. He got 4 laps under the safety car. There was a rolling start. It wasn't even a standing start. He made a mistake down in turn one. He got overtaken around the
No,
outside
see
into
that I'm fine.
the camel
That
straight.
that stretch Camel Straight has been kind of Achilles heel for
Correct.
everyone leading this weekend.
Yes.
He got overtaken, fine. But after the pit stop, when he was making up time, all the mistakes he was doing,
Yeah.
that's not a mark of a champion. You wouldn't see Max or Lewis or Michael do these such mistakes.
It's a mark of a bottler. That's what it is. Someone who's been given chances, one chance after chance, and yet he
Yeah,
keeps on spawning them, right?
exactly.
He got the better tire. He
Yeah.
got the gap down to 5 seconds with 5 laps left. He was on a charge, but he makes two mistakes.
Not just last 5 laps, the entire stint. Remember,
He-
he got the delta down to I think 7.5. Made a mistake, lost 1.2 seconds, goes
Yeah, this
back up
was.
to 8.7.
Yeah.
Right, and this was a time when Oscar was still putting good laps, and Lando
Yes.
worked very hard to reduce it to 7.5, and just gave away like 10 laps of hard work in one corner. Like, if anything, you would expect Oscar to make mistakes, right? Dude is coming
That's
under
what Lando should
pressure.
be doing.
Yeah, dude is under pressure from the guy behind you, your championship rival, gaining on you every lap. At the end, like Lando was putting in 8 tenths, 7 tenths faster every lap. So you would expect Oscar to make a mistake, maybe go wide, maybe lock up his tires, overheat his brakes. But all of them were done by Lando, not by Oscar.
Yeah, it's show that he's still lacking some racecraft in certain crucial situations, and he could have won this race. He should have won this race. He
Yeah,
had pole. He had the better tire. He was controlling it in the
better
latter half.
strategy.
I mean, only thing I could say is McLaren probably should have double stacked both their cars. I think Lando
Probably.
going one lap longer resulted in him losing what 4 to 5 seconds.
Yeah,
So maybe if Lando slows down his entry into the last corner and follows Oscar in, he would have probably lost a little less time
yeah.
and gone on the same lap, gone on slicks on the same lap. But unfortunately, that didn't happen.
Hmm.
But if he's gonna keep making mistakes like this, then he might as well say goodbye to the championship, right? Because Oscar, we know, is not gonna make many mistakes, and the way Lando is driving, he seems like it seems like there's a mistake in him here and there in crucial situations.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like we said at the beginning of the season, this is Lando's
Best chance.
best chance to win a title, and he's just bottling it, man. And it's sad to see, like, we have seen Lando for a long time, right? What is seventh or eighth season, I think, at this point for Lando, been forever.
Yeah.
And we know he's a good driver. He has a lot of talent, and he has a rocket ship under him now. I mean, I get it that Oscar is also a good driver. Nothing to take away from Oscar, right? Oscar is obviously really proving why he should be the number one driver at McLaren. But Lando is no less. Lando is as good a driver as Oscar, better in the rain, in fact. There are parts of Lando which are much better than Oscar, but yet to see him throw it away like this is, yeah, feels disappointing, man. Like, yeah, I don't know. We do still have 11 races to go, and it's still a very narrow gap. It's
Yeah.
only 16 points. So obviously, anything can happen between now and Abu Dhabi. But it does feel like Lando is running out of time to correct himself. Like, I think
It's gonna be
Saturday,
it's
yeah,
gonna be a tough. I mean, despite it being 16 points, it's gonna be a tough challenge for Lando mentally, to overcome
right.
Oscar, because Oscar seems like he's very calm and cool-headed and everything.
Hmm.
So Lando has to do something different to break that
Yeah.
spirit of Oscar.
And it felt like he was getting his mojo back. Like, he won the last two races before this. So it felt like Lando is finally, getting back and kind of, he drove down the gap to what, 7 points or 8 points before this race,
Yes. Yeah.
before this weekend. And then, yeah, he again gave up 8 points in the sprint and the race combined. And the lead is back to 16. So all that hard work he did kind of feels undone, much like his charge in trying to overtake Oscar. He puts in the hard work, you know, drives a delta down and then makes a mistake and it goes back up again. So
Yep.
yeah, it feels bad, man. I really feel bad for Lando, I think. But yeah, we'll see how the rest of the season goes. We wish Lando the very best and hopefully he can still make this a fight and not give up. We do know Lando has had his issues in the past, but hopefully he does come back stronger and we want to see a good fight, right? All of us want to see a good fight at the top of the
We do.
order.
Yes.
And I mean,
And after a long time, we're getting like two drivers battling it out at the front
yeah,
after the
man.
Mercedes days. So yeah.
Just to think about it, out of 13 races this year, 10 races have been won by McLaren, 6 by Oscar Piastri, 6, yeah, 6, and only 4 by Lando. So, yeah, it hopefully Hungary throws up something better for Lando. Like,
Hungary is going to be important from a qualifying aspect because again,
oh yeah.
not much overtaking there. So
Oh my God, we're
it's
gonna
either
lose
Oscar or
track there.
Lando is going to win if they get pole.
Right, right. Yeah, we'll see. Anyways, the one other thing that we wanted to cover: Lewis Hamilton, Aniket. Is he back? I know he started P18, but is he back?
I mean, the condition did help him, right?
Hmm.
And there were a few changes to the car, obviously, that threw him off kind of in qualifying, in both sprint quali. And the qualifying thing was pretty tragic, right? He went over track limits and
Yeah.
overstepped that boundary. So the condition definitely, favored him initially. I'm just wondering if it had been completely wet, like if probably if they started half an hour earlier than the schedule,
Hmm.
than the time which I mentioned afterwards, maybe he would have even got further ahead than P7.
Right.
So what we saw was just another rain masterclass, right? We already seen so many races.
Oh yeah.
Even Silverstone, he actually had a very good performance there as well. Then I mean, he's done all these masterclass in the rain, so we know he's very capable. One of the greatest wet weather drivers, right? So
Yeah.
I was expecting him to come up through the field when the conditions were like this. So, and I think most were predicting even a top five finish for him based on how the conditions were. So not very surprised, but it's good to see that kind of performance is still in him on a weekend where he could have easily been bogged down and be demotivated.
Right.
So definitely he's going to go to the next race with more motivation and try to improve his qualifying performance because if he does that, then the race will become a little more easier for him.
Hmm. Yeah, I just wonder, if you had a good qualifying and say qualified P4 or
Yeah,
P5, what could have been, right?
I know,
With
right?
that strategy, I don't know, man. Guy could have probably won the race.
I wouldn't like take it away from the McLaren rocket ships to win it, but at least he would have been a
Podium.
fight with the podium, right? With
Yeah, yeah.
Charles and Max both.
Yeah, give us a good old Charles and Lewis fight, man. Come on.
Yeah, we've not had that yet.
But yeah, I guess good strategy from Ferrari for once.
For
They
once.
says a lot, doesn't it? But they pit him early, and even before the pit, Lewis was just storming through the field. Like nobody else was
Yeah.
overtaking like him. Like people are dropping like flies in front of Lewis. This guy started P18 before he knew he's like at P12. I'm like, whoa, 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 hold on, what's going on here? He's like at P12, P13 in like a few.
Yeah.
I
In
think
few
one
laps.
lap he overtook like three people
Three
in.
cars.
Yeah,
So we had like 4 laps under the safety car and like 7 or 8 laps under the in actual conditions,
right.
wet weather conditions, and he moved up to like P12 by that time, P12 or P13. So
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, come on, man. There's no DRS. There's nothing.
yeah,
You're like a freaking truck for a car, and you're just like overtaking people willy nilly. It was great
I
to
think
watch.
I think in hell that most of the guys around him are rookies who have not much experience in wet weather conditions. So he could probably get around them pretty easily.
Hmm.
But it's a rare breed, right? But there's not many
I mean,
drivers now
not
experienced in such conditions.
well. To be fair, not everyone were rookies in front of him. He overtook Carlos Sainz, Lance Stroll, Colapinto. Fine, Colapinto, yes, but
Yeah,
Stroll, Sainz, Hulkenberg, Gasly.
Lawson.
Yeah, not exactly rookies, I would say. I think Lawson was in the pits, but yeah, initially it was Sainz, Lance Stroll, Colapinto, Hulkenberg. I mean, except
Yeah,
Colapinto, the rest are not rookies, to be fair.
they aren't. But again, like Lewis has more experience in these
Oh yeah,
conditions
of
than all
course.
of them probably combined.
Yeah,
So
but the
and
ease with which he was overtaking the drivers was just amazing to watch.
yeah,
Felt like
and this is
vintage Lewis for once.
this is one thing we might miss in the future when as the FIA looks to clamp down on wet weather conditions. We might not
No.
see we might not see drivers having that kind of expertise, in years down the I mean in down the line now. So that's going to be an element which might be taken away from us.
Yeah, man. Imagine if the FI was so overly cautious last year at Interlagos.
Yeah,
Would you have seen that brilliant Max drive? He literally charged from what, P20, P19 to first?
no, it wasn't that far back, but yeah,
That was pretty
it was
far
just far
back.
back. It wasn't like P2. He didn't start last.
Yeah, he was pretty far back, right? Because it took like a change, some kind of a engine change or something, wasn't it?
Okay.
Like,
I
what is
think
that?
if my memory serves well, he would have been in the top 15 at least. Or he would have probably got a 10 place grid
Brazil
penalty.
starting grid P17, bro.
Okay, so
Yeah,
P17.
because he qualified P7, but I think he took like
Mm-hmm.
not P7, like P12 or something. But yeah,
Okay.
he was P12 because he Q2 he was knocked out because of red
Mm-hmm.
flag or whatever.
Yes, yes,
But then
correct. I remember.
he took a penalty for some change that he made. So he started P17 on the grid, and he
Yeah.
won the race. So if the FI was so overly cautious over there, we would not have seen that brilliant drive. And similarly, even Lewis, which year was that? When he went for I think 18 or 19, charged up the grid in the rain. I forget which race it was, but all these classic rain performances that we would never have
I
seen.
mean, Lewis has already. Lewis, we know, Silverstone 2008, where he won the race by a minute.
Yeah,
Fuji 2007, where he was the class of the field. So
exactly.
he's already had so many under his belt. So that's one thing for the FI to keep in mind in terms of
Right.
the future generation might be
Hmm.
less experienced in these conditions. So
Yeah.
he might not get such master classes again.
Yeah, and that would be a shame if you don't get such master classes
Yeah.
because drivers deserve to show their capabilities, and we as fans want to see such things. All right, so yeah, I think apart from that, not much else to discuss about in the race. Liam Lawson in the points once again. Uh, he's having the time of his life out of Red Bull. Yeah, Sauber in the
Ollie Behrman finished 11th for the fourth race in a row.
yeah man, poor Oliver. Bortoletto in the points again. We
Yes.
saw what Alex Albon doing well. Carlos Sainz another stinker of a race after that good sprint. But yeah. Anyways, that's pretty much Belgium. Aniket, before we end, we should review our predictions, don't you think?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it, right? So yeah. So pole position. Let me bring up the qualifying results. So pole position, I went for Max Verstappen. You went for Oscar Piastri, and Oscar was much closer. Oscar
So
was
who gets the
P2
points?
and Max was P4. So I guess you get the point,
I get the point. Okay.
right? So I'll just say you get 1 point because your guy was much closer. I guess that's a fair way to score this.
Yes, I think that should be.
We need to think of something else for the P3, P2, P1. At least for this, I'll put you as Aniket 1 point. Okay. Now for the race, P3. You went for Max and I went for Leclerc. So I think this is an easy one
Oh,
point for me.
oh man, that was so close again. The
Yeah.
battle, they had like identical lap time throughout the race. Neither
Imagine if
could do
Max
anything.
overtook. Oh my god. Alright. So it's 1-1, Aniket, so far. We have both one apiece. P2, I went for Max and you went for Lando. Wow, you're on the money.
I got it right. I got P2 and P1 right. That means.
Yes. Oh my god. My life is ruined. Yes. So yeah, your P1 was Oscar, my P1 was Lando. Yeah, so you get 2 points here. So well, you are up 3-1, Aniket. Congratulations. But we have 4 more categories to go. But yeah, so far you're 3-1 up. Now let's go to the rookie of the race. This obviously we need to come to a consensus on who was the rookie of the race. But as far as the predictions go, I said Ollie Behrman and you said Gabriel Bortoletto. Oh, I think this is easy. Bortoletto was ahead in a worse car.
Bottle it was. Yeah.
Oh my god. Aniket, you're killing me. You're killing me, Aniket.
Predictions are too accurate. I'm too good at this, man. Too good.
Oh my god. Alright. Now, bust of the race. You went for Nico Hulkenberg and I went for Aston Martin. Considering that both the Astons finished behind Nico Hulkenberg, I think I'm getting this.
I mean, ideally, all of them are bus. After Nico finished P3 in Silverstone.
Come on, man. He's in a sober. Are you fair with me taking the point for this?
I think half a point.
Really? With both Astons finishing behind Nico?
I mean, what Nico finished, what, P16 and.
No. Nico was P12.
Okay, then you
He was
probably
half
get
a
it.
second behind Ollie Behrman.
Okay, you get it then.
Yeah. Okay. Hot take. All right. So my
Oh, I
hot
have.
take was double Sauber top 10, which
Didn't happen.
partly, uh,
Okay, you had Portletto, but yeah, double, not double for
not
sure.
double, but your hot take was Lewis Hamilton out of the top 10.
Yeah.
Remember what I
Oh man.
promised in the preview? I'm clipping this, Aniket.
I mean, I didn't know it's gonna be like torrential rain and stuff, so I was assuming it would be dry, and I would have. I mean, it could have happened if it was dry, right? You never know
Yeah,
based
but
on.
well, the prediction was a prediction,
Yeah.
and we were expecting rain. So okay, I don't know what to do here. We did have one Sauber in the top 10.
No, I think you should give zero. You said both,
Yeah,
so yeah.
probably should be zero. None of us,
Yeah.
or I can take half.
No, no, I don't
No.
think that's fair. No.
All right. Biggest surprise. You went for Carlos Sainz in top 5. I went for Pierre Gasly in top 5. Well, Pierre Gasly was in the points, but he was P10. I don't think we can count this either. And Sainz was
And Carlo,
P18, so definitely not counting yours.
it was top five from behind.
Gasly was P10, and I said top 5. Yeah, I don't think I can take points for
Yeah,
this
obviously
either.
not. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so yeah, hot take, and yeah, it's neither of us got anything here, but yeah, I guess. So in sorry, hot take, biggest surprise, none of us get points. Otherwise, I get 2 and you get 4. Wow, you have
It's a good start.
raced to a very very early lead, Aniket. 4-2. You're killing me now. I need to get my mojo back at Hungary. And how will I do this? I'm going to vote for Charles Leclerc to win everything. All right. Anyways, I
Yep.
guess yeah, that's it for today. We will catch you again later this week. Isn't that right? For Hungary.
Yes.
So yeah, stay tuned for the Hungarian preview later this week. And as always, subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends. We are very very close to 50 subscribers. We are at 48 right
Getting
now.
there.
Getting there
Yes.
at 48. So please get us over the line. Subscribe to the channel. Lot of our viewers are non-subscribers. So hopefully, if you're seeing this, you like it and you subscribe. So yeah, and if you lasted 35 minutes into this pod, you obviously like us a lot. So please subscribe. And we'll catch you again later this week.
Yep. Till the next one.
Ta-ta.